So I've been renovating our house and I got this for a ceiling. And so I text my friend and I tell him, look at the chandelier that I just got. And my friend is like, Marina, I understand that you want to sound as if you're living in a mansion and you have this great, beautiful chandelier. But what you have here is called a light fixture. And this is how you learn a language, by getting feedback from native speakers. And you would ask me, Marina, but what if I live in a country where I am not surrounded by native speakers every day? How do I find this place where I can get feedback on my English, where I can ask questions like, what would this be, a light fixture or a chandelier? How would I know this? In this video, I'm going to talk about an app that would help you sound like a native speaker. Hey guys, welcome to linguamarina. Today we're gonna talk about practicing English with one simple app. But before we start this video, I want you to hit like and subscribe to this channel if you're learning English. Now, every time I start recording a video talking to you guys learning English out there, I just remember my childhood or my young age when I started learning English, when I was so curious about how to speak like a native speaker, but the only way for me to actually understand it was to talk to my friends. And I was lucky that I had some friends in Great Britain. So whenever I visited them, I bombarded them with weird questions. Like, I remember there was this town in the UK that was spelled like reading, like the actual verb. But for some reason, native speakers said reading. And now I've been living in the US for over 6 years, but every day I would learn 1 or 2 new things about English. And those won't be the things that you could easily Google. Like, how would you, what is the difference between a chandelier and the light fixture? Like, seriously, would you Google that? There are only 2 places on the internet where I found a decent explanation of a difference between a chandelier and a light fixture. First place are actually my DMs with my American friend. The second place is HiNative app, who is sponsoring this video today. So what is HiNative? This is basically an app where native speakers reply to your questions. And it's not necessarily just about English. So for example, I'm Russian, I register on the platform, I choose that I'm Russian, and I'm able to answer questions about my language and my culture. The same happens with English. Native speakers go to that platform and they answer questions like the one that I had at the beginning of this video. Questions about those subtleties and details of their culture. So think of this app as of a friend who you can always ask, what's the difference between this and that? Am I pronouncing this correctly? Does this even sound American? You can use this app for learning English, Japanese, Chinese, German, French, and 113 other languages. Now let me show you how you can register. This app is available on both iOS and Android, so you either go to App Store or to Google Play and you download this app. I've downloaded it earlier, so you click on it and then you select which account you want to register with. You can register with Google, Twitter, Facebook, etc. I'm gonna sign up with Google here. Now, I'm gonna choose that I'm Russian, and I'm gonna choose that I want to learn English, and let me select intermediate level just for the purpose of this video. Hopefully I'm advanced. I am advanced because I took TOEFL. Now that's an objective criteria. Okay. But I'm gonna choose intermediate for this video. Now, it's asking me whether I want to receive newsletters or not. I would opt in. You can always opt out later. This app has a lot of different features and they're gonna walk us through all of them. Now, let's see what type of questions you can ask using this app. So when you click ask, you can choose what type of questions you can actually ask. How'd you say this? Does this sound natural? Please show me example sentences with, what does this mean? There are also questions that you can ask freely. For example, if you have a question about a region in America, like what is special about California accent, or what is special about New York accent, something like this. And you can ask a question without using any format. Now you can use all the templates except does this sound natural and foreign language diary for free. But what you can do as well is upgrade your account for 7 free days. Try all the premium features and decide whether you want to stay on the premium account or downgrade back. To upgrade, go to your account, and here you can choose premium and subscribe if you want to do so. Now let's talk about how you can use this app to learn English every single day. And this goes back to motivation, this goes back to planning and building the whole structure for learning a language. Of course, you can just go to this app and ask a question whenever you have it. But because we want to make it a habit and we want to practice English every day, you can think of different ways of using it. For example, if you're watching a TV show in English and you encounter a phrase, you can just type it in and ask what it means. Because sometimes native speakers use weird phrases and you don't know what they actually mean, because if you use a regular dictionary, you won't get the exact meaning of it. Or you can create an accountability group with your friends where every friend throws in a word every day, a new word that they learned, and then you ask a native speaker in the app whether you pronounce this word correctly. Or another cool thing that we're gonna practice right now is a tongue twister. So for example, if you make a pact with your friends that every day you learn a new tongue twister in English, then you can just practice your pronunciation with this app. Let's practice the tongue twister together. The 33 thieves thought that they thrilled the throne throughout Thursday. Oh my God. So this is basically a tongue twister where you learn to pronounce the sound TH, th. Let's do it again. The 33 thieves thought that they thrilled the throne throughout Thursday. Oh my God. Now basically after you pronounce this tongue twister, who would check your pronunciation? The app. You just go to the app and you're like, do I pronounce this correctly? The 33 thieves thought that they thrilled the throne throughout Thursday. And we'll see what you get. Now, of course, tongue twisters are not the only way to practice pronunciation. If you watched my videos, How to Speak Like a Native Speaker, you know that native speakers sometimes do weird things with their mouth to confuse us non-native speakers, because we learn one way to pronounce the words and they pronounce them in a completely other way. I'm just kidding. They don't do it on purpose, but they still do it. For example, there's this thing called reduction. Instead of saying, I tell her tomorrow, we try to pronounce it as if we're singing, I tell her tomorrow. Let's ask the app to check my pronunciation. I told him that. I told him that instead of I told him that, because we learned that. And now you can just write what you said, just in case, if they don't understand what I told him. Now, while we're waiting for the native speaker to evaluate my pronunciation, let's see what other things you can do with the app. Now, let's go back to the example where you watched a TV show, you encountered a new phrase, and you want to ask what this means. So we select a question, what does this mean? And let's use an expression to be up for. And another great way to use the app is, for example, if you watch, Emily in Paris or whatever, your favorite TV show, or you hear some phrase and you can't understand what it means. For example, if you watch something on YouTube, YouTube has captions, but sometimes they are wrong, like they make no sense. So what you can do is actually record what you just heard. And again, ask the native speaker to translate. If you're getting ready for a trip, you can ask a question about a specific region or city. So I'll ask about a country or region type of question. I'm going to New York next week. I know it's gonna be snowy, maybe, I don't know. It is probably not the best time to visit it, but let's ask, what is the best time to visit New York? And let's hope that they will say winter. Now I want you to try the premium format to see another type of question that you can ask. So basically, when you select the question, does this sound natural? The app will offer you to buy a premium subscription. If you're not sure you need it, you can try it for 7 days and then cancel. Now I'm gonna click subscribe with 1 week free trial. I'm going to write a sentence. I and my friend, we know that it's my friend and I, right? I and my friend went to a movie theater yesterday. The options here are natural, little unnatural, unnatural, I don't understand. Please don't discourage if the native speaker replies that you don't sound natural, because it's actually such a great feedback. Whenever I speak with native speakers here, only a few would get back to me saying like, hey Marina, you said this wrong, or maybe pronunciation was wrong, because I asked them to. Normally, native speakers would never correct you. They would never be like, oh, there, you made this grammar mistake. No, no, no. This is not their job. Their job is to kind of understand what you're saying and reply back to you. Their job is not to correct you. And it's not a typical thing to be corrected by native speakers. So whenever you get a reply, you sound unnatural. It's actually a great turning point for you to grow from. Okay, I got some answers. What does to be up for mean? To be willing to do something, have desire for, are you up for ice cream? Means would you like ice cream? Perfect. I and my friend went to the movie theater yesterday. Does this sound natural? People say a little unnatural, which is true, because we know it's always my friend and I. So somebody else comes first. My friend and I went to the movie theater yesterday. Perfect. And I like how there's actually this poll feature. So native speakers actually vote how natural you are. Because, you know, one person can be less subjective. Okay, I asked what is the best time of the year to visit New York? According to locals, fall and spring are the best times to go to New York. Well, February is almost spring, right? So from April to June, September to November. Something you have to remember, in my country where I come from, spring starts in March. In the US, April, and ends in June. And fall starts in September and is still November, which is like Russia. People say summer, fall and spring. Winter can be cold and snowy, so being outside is not as fun. The summer can be humid. Oh yeah, I can totally agree. I was in New York in summer once. I know New York City has really good Christmas decorations. Do you mean entire New York State? That's great. Awesome answers. As if I just chatted to my friends from New York. And I don't have a lot of those. Anyways, HiNative doesn't have a DM section, so it can be used for dating. Completely safe just for studying purposes. So you can study languages in comfort and safety. The link will be down below. Go ahead, download HiNative app from the App Store or Google Play. Thank you guys so much for watching this video up to the very end. I hope you enjoyed watching it. And if you're not yet subscribed to this channel, hit the red button down below and subscribe. And I'll see you very soon in the next videos. Bye bye.